All right, let's talk a bit about productivity. And in this video, I want to share with you a quick method that is going to help you become more productive and get more things done. And I use this method myself to fix my schedule. When I see that my productivity is going down and I need to recalibrate because we often fall off track, we don't even realize it immediately, but after a while we realize, damn, I'm not getting anything done. What's wrong here? And this is actually inspired by a conversation that I just had with one of my clients, and we handled all the fitness, nutrition stuff and everything for his fat loss journey. And since he's a business owner, he's been in business for a couple of years now, he asked me, what do you do for productivity when you notice that you're very, very busy, but there's no work output? And if you're a guy who's working a lot, you will notice that there are fluctuations throughout the year, throughout the months, even day to day, especially. There's a lot of things happening. And we often need to realign ourselves. And this is a piece of advice that I gave him and something I find very, very helpful that I want to share with you guys. And that is using the method called the fixed productivity schedule. I think this is coined by Cal Newport, and his book, Deep Work, definitely check that out if you're interested in learning how to become more focused, how to become more productive in general. Highly, highly recommended. So the fixed productivity schedule, in a nutshell, what it is basically you plan out every minute of your workday in a schedule on an app or a piece of paper, whatever you use, a calendar or whatever you want to use to write this down. I personally use Google Calendar. It's free, it's readily available. Almost every one of you guys has it already. And what you do is basically you plan out your whole workday. So let's say my workday is from 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening. And I'm going to plan out the whole day. The minimum block time for this, the recommended, is 30 minutes. You can do 30 to 1 hour. I do 1 hour. So I plan out every hour from 9 to 6. So every hour is written down exactly what is supposed to get done at that time. And everything is planned out. And what this does is really forces you to kind of create a mental model of how the day is supposed to look like. And of course, if you want to prolong this until 9 p.m., you can do that. But let's say you want to have a deadline in a day. You want to have a strict deadline. Up until that point, everything has to be done. Otherwise, it's going to be taking forever. It's going to be that good old Parkinson law. As much time as you have, that's how long it's going to take. So by forcing yourself to think, by forcing yourself to create a default fixed schedule, you're forcing yourself upon a sense of urgency. You're giving yourself some urgency to get things done, and you also have to visualize and prioritize which things are the most important ones that you're gonna do earlier when you have the most energy, when you have the most focus. And that's gonna be your first 3 to 4 hours, because that's your most focused hours in the entire day. And then later on, you can do those smaller tasks. So that's something you can use right now, and that's something you can start implementing and thinking about a little bit. But here's the two things that I think that are the most common complaints when you introduce the fixed productivity schedule. And I think that's something that I first came up with as an excuse in my head, at least. So the first thing is that, what do you do if something takes more time? And that's inevitable, right? Some things you can't plan ahead how long they're gonna take. Filming a video might take an hour, might take 2, might take 3, right? So be flexible. It is a fixed schedule, but you can revise the schedule as the day goes on. But the next day you start again from the fixed schedule, right? And over time, what you're gonna notice that you have to do big revisions of the schedule, that you will see, okay, look, I failed to do this thing in 1 hour for 5 days in a row. It's probably a time to add more time to this block, and then shorten some other blocks where I could get a little bit more stuff done in that smaller period of time. So revisions are a normal part of the process. So that's the number one. Don't be afraid to do revisions. What the power of the fixed schedule is really is to give you a default so you can focus on something and you can get things done, and most of the days will be the default day. That's the bottom line. It's not that there's something magical happening every single day. And the number two thing here is that a lot of people will say, well, aren't I gonna get interrupted by stuff? Isn't there gonna be an emergency? Well, sure, if there is an emergency, go for it, right? Get that done first and then go back to the schedule. That still doesn't say that the schedule isn't useful. The schedule is extremely, extremely useful, and those emergencies a couple of times a week, they're still not something that is going to rob you of your productivity and of your focus, because they're just a normal occurrence. And you just accept that and you stick to the schedule as close as you possibly can. I found this extremely helpful. Just a couple of weeks, just 2 weeks of this fixed productivity schedule will get your productivity levels very, very high. And then you can kind of maintain that through habit and through routine. And then it eventually will fall apart again. And then you have to recalibrate, falls apart, recalibrate. And that's how you go throughout the year. And you can maintain your productivity to be at a very, very high level. So hope you guys enjoyed. A quick tip here about productivity. Let me know in the comments below. Are you willing to try this out? Are you going to be the brave one who's going to try to implement this in your life and see how it goes? You can use Google Calendar. It's free. It's a free app. You can start using that right now. Start planning your next day. And let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the method? And definitely, as I said, check out that book, Deep Work. I'm going to leave the link in the description below for you guys that are interested. Make sure to hit that subscribe button below as well to support the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.